Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to finish off your transfer piece and get it onto a nice drawing sheet. Before we do that, there's a couple of things in the last video where I didn't quite finish off the model. That was mainly due because I didn't want to make the video go for too long. So if you look at the plan, there's supposed to be a 3mm fillet on all these areas around here. So if you click on fillet, turn that into a 3, should be able to select all these faces, hold shift. I've already done some of them in class, but you should be able to work your way around and fillet all these to a 3. Now, as I started to do it, I realized I had a little gap in the back of my drawing. Now, the reason for that is to do with the extrusion back in the last video. And so it's a very easy fix. If you go and find the extrusion where that happened, I think it was extrusion 6, or it must be extrusion 6. Okay, you can see I didn't select the inside surface there. So I just select that and I'm extruding that whole thing. Because remember, it's the next extrusion where we punch out the 25mm. I think, 24 by 24mm hole through the center. So that's got it there. I'll just click OK. And now when I hold down Shift, middle mouse wheel, that cavity is now being filled in. So that was to do with the extrusion where I didn't select all the faces. So Shift, middle mouse wheel by itself will get you to pan. Okay, so that's looking really good. Easy done. Now the next thing you're going to need to do is to go to thread. Now with thread, if you select the hole, it's coming up already that it's going to be an M6 by 1, okay, and class 6H, that's to do with the tolerance of the thread cutting. Now what I'm not having any joy with today, and usually I'm able to select multiple holes at once, and because they're all the same diameter, and thread them all at the same time. Well, that's what I remember anyway. So anyway, I'm only able to do one at a time, which is a bit slow. You should be able to do that all at the same time. I'm not sure if I've accidentally, changed a setting in my computer, but bear with me. There's not many holes to be done, so I can quickly speed that up. Maybe I haven't done this one yet. And okay, and that one's already got thread in it. Cool. So then the next thing you're going to do, that's your model done. I'm going to save my changes to it. And then we started this in class, but I want to go over it again, and I want to make a video for anyone that's been away. So here's one I've just been playing around with. I'm going to delete it for now, and we'll go back to the first way to do this. So you've been given a template. As we progress through the course, I'm going to show you another way to keep all your drawings on a template and how to populate this as you do it. But for now, we'll just stick to our simple template, and I'm going to put down a base view. Now, with any luck, brings up my transfer piece. If it didn't, you would just go through your folder and find it. Using the view cube now, you need to orientate this to the correct way. So, boom, that's how I would like it. Now it's supposed to be on an A3 sheet, and it's supposed to be 1:1. I'm just going to click OK for now, and we're going to tidy that up. So I'm going to go to my sheet. I'm going to go edit sheet, and I'm going to say, hey, I want an A3. Okay. And then I'm going to double click on this drawing, and I can change the scale later on. And I'll say, hey, I want that 1:1. Thank you. Through here, I'm going to say that I want hidden line, because the assignment asks for hidden line on this part of the drawing, and I'll click OK. So I should be able to move this guy, and I'm waiting for that little symbol to come up, that one there, and that will help me move it. I found this to be a little bit touchy, but there we go. And move that up into that top corner. Pretty much locks off into there once you're done. Cool. So with our view, as per Australian standards, we don't need to actually have anything written there, okay? But for the purpose of this one, to keep everyone happy, we will put in, with capitals, front view, and you can do the same for the rest of them. I'm going to leave a few things off here, guys, so that this video doesn't go forever, but we'll have front view, top view, and an auxiliary view, okay? Now, you're going to need to annotate the center marks for all these holes. So easiest way to do that is come up and click on that one there. And basically if I click between there and there, it's made a liar out of me. There and there, I should get a center mark. I'll try again, I'll try this one. Aha, I was on the wrong one. In saying that, maybe that only works for circles. So that's got that line there, which I'm happy with. Okay, and now I'm going to go from here to here. And I can also go there and there, and that's created my center lines for me. What you will find, and I struggle with this, I can get that center mark, but I can't get it to select here. Real pain in the bum trying to get that to work. I tried fudging it by pulling that center line along, getting it to click to the end of the center line, and then doing another center line. And then I had a look around the screen and I found something much nicer. Retrieve model annotations. So if I click on that, okay, I go, oh, I've never done this before, and this is what I was saying in class. Have a read around. So at the moment, down the bottom here, it's saying select a view. Well, that's the one I want. Okay, select model or drawing sketch to retrieve. I want the 110, thanks. And I just click OK. Now, from there, I can pull that up. So you only need to do that if you can't get it to click on for whatever reason. And I think it's struggling here because there's a lot going on. But I've got that dimension and I'm really happy that it did it that way. It's made it much easier for me. So, with that, we're going to need to put in center marks or anything that has a hole. Okay. It then also requires a angular dimension for that faceplate. So if I click on one of these lines, okay, it's bringing up the dimension. And what I want you to have a look at is see how my cursor changes. So it's coming through there and I've got almost like an angle symbol. That symbol there is distance, so that would give me the distance. I want the angle one, so I'm going to click on that, and I'll drag that out, and I'll get my 60 degrees. Super important, I don't want any of these lines crossing each other. Okay, I need to keep them nice and pretty. There's a bunch of dimensions here to be put on, but the ones I need to show you will be things like this one here, so hole and thread. So you could do hole and thread by clicking on that, and then, excuse me, left click, and that will put that there. It's not exactly what I want, so it's saying diameter 6 mil deep. Well, the arrow's not even the right place for me. I'm just going to delete that. I'll try again. Okay, so it's an M6 by 1, 6H. So it's pretty close to what I want. If I press escape now and I double click on that, I should be able to get the dialog box up. And so that symbol there says it's going to give you what it actually is. Okay. I'm just going to delete it for now, which I cannot do. I think I've got to deselect one of these things here. Why is that not deleting for me? Not a nice noise at all. I was able to do this before, and I'm pretty sure I had to deselect that or hide the dimension. But what I want it to say is I want it to say 6 holes and of an M6 by 1 dash 6H, which is my tolerance for the thread cut. I should be able to get rid of that. There's something I'm missing there. in regards to getting rid of that. I'm just going to pause the video. Okay, that was a pretty silly one actually. So if you go thread and hole, if you select the hole, it has a different means of being able to be edited. So press escape, double click on it, you can delete it, do whatever you want. Much more user friendly. The thing we're trying to make note of is we want the arrow going to the actual thread. So when you select the thread option, then double click on this, escape, double click on it, up comes this dialog box. You can't delete that. Well, at least I can't in my version. I was able to put the note 6 holes in front of it. So 6 holes, and M6x16H. Okay, so easy enough done. So I'm going to continue on here. I've got some more holes. Anything with a hole going through it needs a center line. There's some other dimensions there that are pretty straightforward. We also need to note a surface finish here. Now on the assignment it needs a 3.2 surface finish, and to describe that you're going to click on here on your surface button, click here, and then right click and go continue. And so there's our 3.2 surface finish. It might also be referred to as RA, so it's a roughness average, but it means material is being taken off. I'm going to go into this in more detail and everything in class if we haven't already, but that's how you get the symbol on there. Moving on from that, you're going to need to put that symbol on the other drawing as well. The next tricky part for you will be to get this auxiliary view and a top view. So if we go back to place views, here's auxiliary, and at the moment, if you look down here, it just says ready. Okay. Once I click on auxiliary, now it says select a view. So that's the view we want to take an auxiliary from. Okay. It's now also asking me select a linear model edge to define view orientation. So that's that one there, and I can now pull that view up. I'm actually going to pull it up further than I need to, and I'll just left click and place that there. And reading the assignment, it says it does not want hidden lines in it. So I'm going to go hidden line remove and get rid of as many lines as I can. And it also states that it only wants to see the machine surface. So if I left click on that, it goes green, and I'm going to just hold down shift, and there'll be ones that I've missed. I can also hold down the left mouse button and select a few more. So once they're selected, I'm going to right click and I'm going to turn off their visibility. So that's how you get just that surface there done. So once again, it wants an angle put in here. So if I go to annotate dimension, I'm going to go from that line to this line. And the key thing that I'm wanting is that symbol that's appearing there. And if we take a look, I don't like how that 60 is sitting on the line there. So you shouldn't have any dimensions on top of the drawing. So I might play around with that and see if I can get it to come away. That's probably better, having up there like that. Okay, I think in the model they put that 60 underneath. They must be using smaller text or something to make it actually fit. That does the same thing and gets it off the drawing. You're going to want to put center lines in here. So I would just use that. That puts our center marker there. If I press escape twice, I should be able to grab that line and pull it out like there is on the demo. and then it wants a dimension from there to there. Now, I'll have to have a look at how we do that a bit better, because there we go. So the simple solution to fixing that was just to change the order in which I selected the geometry. So first time I went circle to that line, computer got confused as to what I wanted, and then I just went again, I went from line to the circle. So change the order in which you select, and sometimes you'll get much different results. So on this drawing, we're going to need it to say down the bottom here, auxiliary view A, 1:1, so at the moment it just says A. So I should be able to press escape twice, double click on that. There's the view identifier and the scale. So what if we just delete that and we go UX, Y, view capital A. It's going to bring the scale in for me, so I'm happy with that. Here's an arrow pointing to my auxiliary view. I might have that right there. I can then bring this view in a bit closer, and you can play around with that so that it suits, but we're going to insert a 3D view up here. Before we do that, we'll just project this view. So I'll go on projected, select that view. I can bring that up now. Left click, right click, create. Okay. You can then put in, you change that so that it says top view. You can put in all the other details that you need. And the only one you haven't seen would be to put in another base view. And we're going to place that there. And then what you would do is, it wants a 3D view, so you would play around with the view cube until you get a nice view that matches. Now, if I hold down Shift, no, that didn't work. I'll just use the top corners of this here, and you'll get your view in there. Not sure why there's another one there. It should only just give us one. I'm going to delete that one. Okay, you should be able to then double click on that, and there must be a better way to pan around that view without using the view cube. I'll look into that, and that's pretty much the one I want anyway. Yeah, I'll look into that and show you that in class, but I think at the moment the only way I've got is that one there. Cool. So looking at that, you've got dimensions, you've got everything there. Your title block should be filled out. The only thing we don't have is a material for this. Now, I like to go back into the model here, and I believe if I hover over this, it will tell me. I can't remember which one is surface finish and which one is material. So that one's saying material, and then this one is like appearance. Yeah, so that's your appearance, and this is your material. So I should be able to put in here cast iron. So there's iron cast is what they want. Okay, and it's done that for there. So when I come back to this, it's actually updated my title block. Yours might not do that if you're using one of the basic templates that I've given you, but you can enter that in. And then for this one, if you give it a shaded view, it also comes up with the material shading. So there's your cast iron. Cool. Well, hopefully that helps. This does not have all the dimensions on it, or the center lines. You're going to need to go through and put all of those on. So take a look at your example and make sure you've got all the center lines required and all the dimensions required.